Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am working on a layout that is pretty much about communication with family and friends during COVID-19. And my family, we used a lot of Facebook Messenger or FaceTime to communicate, especially with my daughter and my grandson. And that was something that made it just a little bit easier to, you know, to get through all of the craziness that was going on. So I wanted to document that, and I believe I did this layout for, I want to say this was a challenge that Christina had over at the Secret Not Secret Kit Club to do some black and white with pops of color. So that is what I'm doing, and that is a picture of my grandson with one of the Facebook filters, and then I'm in the upper right hand corner and I've got another Facebook filter. So he's got these glasses that make his eyes huge, and I've got a cat face and a fish in my mouth. So we do this quite often, and actually even though we can see each other now, we still are doing this. We talk periodically on Facebook Messenger, and we use the filters just to kind of have fun, and he thinks it's really fun, especially if everybody has a fish in their mouth. So anyway, back to the layout. I'm using this, the upper paper is from Pinkfresh Studio, the bottom paper is, I think it's from Illustrated Faith, and of course they're both black and white, and I like the juxtaposition of the stripes to the print at the top. I just think it looks really cool. And then I used a black washi that has little white hearts on it, and I think that looks really cool too. So I've pulled out some of these puffy stickers from Pinkfresh Studio, and I've had those in my stash for quite a while. I rated my box of multicolor things. I do sort a lot of my embellishments by color, but then when something has got so much color on it that it doesn't have one particular color or one color that stands out, I will stick it in a box that is labeled multicolor. And so I rated that box. I had a lot of things from Pinkfresh Studio in there, and so the puffy stickers I used from them, and it goes well with the paper that is from them, so that worked out perfectly. The tag to the right of the photo says yes, yep, yeah, you bet, sure, gotcha. I think that's a Paige Evans, but I'm not really 100% sure on that. And then I am adding another tag to the right of that, and then a little ticket that says you are my bright side, and he really is my bright side, especially through all of this. I really looked forward to talking to him every day, or most days, and it was one way to be able to keep up with how he was doing and growing, because he's just a little guy. He's not even 2 yet, and you know, they change so rapidly in that first couple of years that you know, it kind of really sucks to miss out on that when you can't see them. And so we didn't get to see him for a good, I don't know, month and a half or so, and so I didn't want to miss out on any of those big milestones. The word home I had already cut on my digital die cut machine, and so I inked that in pink, and I inked a lot of things in pink. Actually, almost everything on this layout is inked in pink. The little telephone is inked, and yeah, the tags are all inked, and I just wanted to kind of bring out the pink with all of this. I'm using a Versamark Opera Pink ink pad, and then I did not stick with the whole 3 embellishment clusters. There's just like, I don't know, I can't even count how many embellishment clusters. So you've got the top one with the banner up there, you have the one on the top of the photo, and then I'm going to bring that down the left hand side of the photo, And so maybe you can call that all one, and then everything on the right hand side of the photo that goes all the way down to the bottom of the layout, maybe you could call that one. I don't know. It's a really big one if you do consider that an embellishment cluster. I don't know, but in my mind this all worked, so hopefully you think it worked as well. So I've got this little sticker that has a heart in the middle of it, and it fits nestled right in between those two little houses, and so I like how that looks. I do like the little banner piece coming out of the side of the photo, and it's got like a rainbow diagonal stripe across it, which I really think kind of goes with all the other stripey kind of things going on. And the rainbow down in the bottom right hand corner, that is also, I believe, a Pinkfresh Studio piece, and their pieces in this particular collection, or I don't even know if these are all from the same collection actually. I believe the houses are. I don't know if the rainbow is, but they use a very different kind of a yellow than a lot of other companies, at least in my opinion. And so once I started using their stuff on this layout, I kind of like, especially for those puffy stickers, I stuck with their puffy stickers because they all kind of go together a lot better than if I had added in puffy stickers from another company, because the yellow is just a bit different. I got a little bit more of a, maybe a little bit of a greener yellow to it. So yeah, that's what I decided to do there. And here I am just inking up these letters for home, and you'll see me add more pink to them later. I just put an initial edging on them, and then I decided I wanted them a little darker, just so they would really stand out. I'm using some baker's twine up there at the top. I'm going to use my tiny attacher to attach it to the layout. And those flags are popped up onto foam, with the exception of the yellow one. And that one will have the puffy house over the top of it, so it didn't need to be puffed, or didn't need to be stuck down with dimensional adhesive, because the house is going to kind of take on that role. And then I'm going to use that same baker's twine to put at the top of the two tags. You'll see that in just a few moments here. And I'm just using liquid adhesive to adhere these things. I sometimes do use my tape runner on the back of the foam, but the tape runner doesn't always stick really well. You kind of have to start it on the paper and then drag it over the foam. If you try to start it on the foam, it doesn't work, at least not for me. And there's the little house that's giving some dimension up there. Let's see here. That little piece I'm putting in there says sweet as candy, and there's no candy on here, but he really is sweet as candy. He's a sweet little guy. So that worked out really well. I like that there. And here I'm tying my tags. I just loop it through so that it loops back on itself. You put the loop through the hole on the tag and then stick the two ends of it through. And I like to tuck them under so that for the most part the baker's twine is not just kind of like flailing out there. It's kind of tucked under neatly. And I don't know, I think that's just part of how I like things. I like things kind of neat and clean, but there is a lot going on this layout, so it might seem chaotic, but everything kind of has its place and its purpose. That's, I guess, my style. I do try a lot of different styles, so I don't know, it's hard for me to actually say what my style is. I'm using these little letters from in green, and those are from a stamp set from Paper Tray Ink, and it comes with the stamps. Comes with 3 different alphas in one stamp set, and then you buy the die that cuts them, and they come all attached on this strip, and you can just pop them off. It's really easy and it's really cool. They are a little bit smaller than the little tiny tiles that you normally would see from like American Crafts or Simple Stories or something like that. They're a tiny bit smaller, but I really like them, and I like that I can stamp them in whatever color I want, because one or two of the fonts that I have, you actually stamp the letter is the negative space on the stamp versus the positive space. I also have it in the reverse, but I like that you can stamp whatever color you want. So if you're using a lot of stamping on your layout, you can match it perfectly. That floral is a Paige Evans floral, and I am going to use my Wink of Stella pens just to kind of bring out some of the colors in the greens and to add a little sparkle. And I really like how that looks. And then I'm going to quickly read you the journaling that I wrote. Don't want to take up your time watching me actually do the journaling, so I'll read it to you now. It says, COVID-19 has made it difficult to visit anyone. Impossible, really. One way we've been able to visit is by using our phones and Facebook Messenger or FaceTime. Noah, Allie, and I have had fun trying out the filters and being silly. I'm so grateful we have this. It makes being apart just a little easier. Sorry, another little thing about COVID-19, I actually had an eye appointment scheduled and had to cancel it, or it got canceled, and I actually have to go to the eye doctor next week, but man, my eyes are totally, like, I don't know, I feel like I cannot see half the time, so I suspect that I might have some glasses in my future, so we'll see how that works out. Anyway, I decided that this paper was just too perfect to be able to color in some of those little images, and so I decided to use my Wink of Stella pens to color in some that were in the embellishment areas, and just to bring a little added interest. So I've got like this the blue bird, and then the yellow and orange sun, and some green leaves, and I think it looks super cute. I also used a little blue adhesive flat-backed jewel to put in the center of the camera in a couple of those areas, and I think that looks really cute as well. So overall, I just think it's a fun layout, especially since I'm documenting something that, like, overall COVID hasn't been fun, but making the best of it is kind of the theme on this page. This is how we made the best of it, and so I also added the word chatting. So my title is Chatting at Home, and yeah, I think that's pretty much gonna do it. There's not a whole lot left to the layout. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for taking the time with me today. I apologize for stumbling all over my words today and not being able to read, but thanks for sticking with me and taking that time. So I will see you guys next time. I really appreciate you, and if you would like and subscribe, if you're not a subscriber already, that would be great. I will talk to you later. The close-ups are coming up right now.